How's it going, guys? Today we got a really cool one. We have a 2006 Subaru Impreza WRX STI. And we had actually sold this car in the past, and after about a year the current owner decided that he'd rather invest the money elsewhere, so he came back to us and asked if we could help him out. I said absolutely. There is a lot done to this car. This is not your average STI with just stage 2 mods. This thing has the whole shebang going on. We pretty much know the whole history of this car. It has belonged to a personal friend of ours, built by a shop that we deal with a lot, and tuned by a shop that does most of our tuning as well. So to go over the car itself, it is an 06 STI. You're wondering about the paint, assuming if it's a wrap. This is actually a paint job. This is a matte clear over the factory silver. So this is a factory silver color, matte clear, and it looks absolutely stunning. And this car always gets compliments on the paint. And then these are actually true Carlton flares as well. But I want to show you the exterior condition first. The heart of the beast, that's what you're really watching this video on. We'll get there after we go to the exterior, because there's a lot of exciting things done in this car. So first, showing off with the condition. The front bumper is going to have a bit of paint imperfections. You can see that rock chips and whatnot are going to be present. And this car does sit a bit lower as well. But you'll see this front bumper is not perfect by any means. So expect chips here and there. And the headlights are redone with the black housings. You can see the intercooler. There's some stress cracking. And the fog lights were added on. I believe the fogs are only standard on the limiteds. So then I'll show you the hood. We still do have a functional hood scoop. A couple chips here and there. A little bit of the clear is coming off. These cars never have the best bumper fitment. But do keep in mind, this has an intercooler with pretty large pipes, and that's probably why this one doesn't want to sit all the way flush. Overall, the exterior is in pretty good shape. And I believe, if I'm correct, this paint job was done by a shop out in California. Before it was in Arizona, it spent a lot of its life in California. Then for, oh sorry, we got a little scratch there. Wheel choice, we do have RPF ones. Don't know the exact specs. I want to say they're probably 18 by 10. Another chip there. This color really photographs very nice. It does have the wingless trunk. 0405 STI tails. So you get the nice red housing. NVIDIA G200 exhaust. I actually run that exact exhaust in my personal STI. I think it's a really good sounding one. Still has original Brembo and OE gold. There's a little dent here. Should be able to see it. And some imperfections. Yeah, super cool looking car. Definitely probably the only one out there that's done like this in this color. I'll show you the roof as well. Alright guys, we're gonna pop the hood and go over the beans in this car. And you will notice the engine bay isn't super clean. When I have my guy detail these cars on a setup like this, I don't want him just power washing through it, you know, just in case we get water in somewhere that we don't want it to be. So he did wipe some stuff down, but it's not super clean. So this thing has a ton of money spent on this motor. This motor is good for a lot of power, at least 900 wheel. It is a sleeve block. It has Darton sleeves. And all this work was done at Streetcar Factory, the whole motor build, the assembly and whatnot. So they did Darton sleeves. It does have the ARP case bolts, ARP hardware in most places. CP 10-to-1 compression pistons, mainly turbo tough rods with 625 hardware as well. The sleeves themselves are O-ringed, so that helps allows that cylinder to hold more boost pressure, so you're not increasing the chance of blowing a head gasket either. So it's got O-ring sleeves, and then of course, you know, your pin mains. It's actually got a billet crank. This isn't running a stock STI crank. This has a pretty awesome billet crank, a manly billet crank. And then of course, like the ACL, I want to say ACL race bearings, and then King main bearings, or other way around. We do have receipts for all this stuff, for most of the stuff. I can't find the receipt for turbo, but for most of the engine work and all that, Streetcar Factory, they provided that to us. Fully built heads, they are ported heads, and they're running Kelford 288 cams. It's got BC, valve train, and valves, upgraded valves. It's got the oil pump has been modified for a higher flowing capacity. What else? I got a whole list I'm going off because there's a lot of stuff that's pretty tough to remember. It's got a MAP 4-in-1 header, a really awesome flowing header on this car, and attached to it is a Streetcar Factory custom rotated turbo kit. You still get AC and all that good stuff. Custom downpipe. That is a Borg Warner S64 364, and on kill mode on ethanol map, it's pushing around 38-40 pounds of boost. And then you have the AEM dry filter as well. And if I remember correctly, it is external wastegate. It should be. The Streetcar Factory rotated kit also comes with custom charge pipes as well. And this one's actually running a APS front mount intercooler, which they don't make anymore, and they're kind of a mission to have to find. Fuel system is done up well. It's got custom fuel lines, return style, which is how it is from the factory, but it has FPR, ID 2000 injectors, it has twin Hellcat 525 in-tank pumps. I believe it's on a radium fuel setup. And then you got your vibrant catch can as well. Maintenance wise, if you're running on ethanol and you're going to be driving this car pretty hard, you know, no more than 1,000 miles on that oil. And we run VR1 2050 or Brad Penn. So keep that in mind. When you're running a lot more power and ethanol, that oil breaks down a lot quicker. So you want to keep an eye on that and consistently check your oil. This is a built motor, so you're going to have different piston to wall clearance. And this one's set up for more boost, so it will burn oil. So you need to constantly check that. Very important stuff. It does have a brand new Delicious Tuning Flex Fuel Kit. So theoretically, you could pour either anything from 91 to 85 in this, and the car will self-adjust, E85. The Cobb Flex Fuel Kits are failed, and they actually discontinued them. So this actually is a better kit right here, and you can monitor the ethanol content off an app on your phone, which is really cool. So this was just done. The car actually got a brand new comp twin disc clutch. It also got fresh plugs, fresh oil. Streetcar Factory did a nice tune-up right before we got our hands on this car. So it is turnkey, ready for its next owner. And it does have a nice aluminum radiator. I think it's a Mishimoto. Really nice setup. And I'm sure there's gonna be some stuff I'm gonna forget. So absolutely, if there's something that I'm missing and you wanna find out, leave a comment or reach out to us wherever you see this video. Other simple mods, like it's got K-Sport coilovers and the strut bar and whatnot. Speed density tune by Black Market Racing. The car laid down 755 on the 85 and then right under 500 wheel on 91. And we do have a dyno sheet for both of those power numbers. And what else? Oh yeah, another really great mod done. Not a cheap one either. So this car is an 06. It actually has an 07 STI trans, so it's got the longer gears. Really ideal when you're making this power, so you're not having to shift back to back or shift fast. So you get a little bit more room with this gear ratio. And I ran this in one of my old drag cars. I think top of fourth, I was able to almost get 150 out of it. So it was a really nice setup. But yeah, 07 trans, probably the best year for this STI trans and strongest year. And I believe it still has the factory rear axles and drive shaft. Tune on Cobb V3. Show the interior, it's super clean. Go to the other side. So rust-free car, of course. This car is built back in 2018, and I believe that was done when it had around 57,000 miles, and currently we're a little over 62. Start it up for us too. So if you are new to a car like this with the twin disc clutch, it is very, very noisy whenever you are engaging, and it sounds like a lot of metal just grinding on each other, and that's absolutely normal for this setup. Pressure as well. $698. AC does work on this car as well. Theoretically, if you can deal with the twin disc clutch, you could really daily drive this car. You just need to be on top of your maintenance, and you're not going to get really good fuel economy. That's the last thing you should be thinking about when you purchase this thing. But anyways, if you want to make sure this awesome STI is still available, you can go to azautohunters.com. And like I said before, you know, I'm sure I'm going to miss some stuff, and if you guys want some more specifics, you know, absolutely let us know. Reach out, ask us, leave a comment. But other than that, guys, we're going to end the video here. Thanks for watching.